Alright, welcome ladies and gents. Let's talk Andor episode 10. The Escape, the Breakout. God, I love this show. I really do. The writing is just so expertly done. I'm done defending it. I always say week on, week out. Not many people watch it. It's such a shame. Blah, blah, blah. I love this show. Unashamedly. I absolutely love this show. It's so very good. So very well written. Now, this episode takes off immediately from the end of the last episode, so it's just straight up storytelling, linearly, straight away, beautifully done, because we cut last week's episode at a really pivotal time in Andor, I guess, learning, and also Andy Serkis's Kino Loy learning that they just fried an entire floor because they figured out, in the prison, because they figured out that they weren't ever escaping. And it was that moment there that, we lingered on just enough to really feel the ramifications of. And then this one, the ramifications are there. They're starting to discuss it. That's it. Today, tomorrow we are escaping. Tomorrow is the plan. And I really liked and appreciated last week's episode where Kino Loy, Andy Serkis' character, they're walking back and he's like, so how many security guards? He's like, 12 or 9 or whatever it is. He just said the figure, which previously he didn't reveal. And it was just that moment where you're like, he's flipped. He's happy to do it now. But they push it back again a little bit in this week's episode where they have him have a bit of a freak out. It's his sort of conviction is tested ever so slightly, and it's gonna be, he isn't 100% on board yet. He hasn't fully grasped what is happening. Those instant impulsive reactions is what we saw last week. This week we see him consider it a little bit more, and he's like, well, no, crap, like, I have to escape tomorrow? Really? How can I do this? No. And he's like, no, there is no, the plan is tomorrow. Has to be tomorrow when a new person joins. And that's it. Boom. Brilliant. So well done. The escape itself was beautifully written and shot to build up that anticipation. When Cassian Andor is, sort of grinding down that pipe and then moving it in to wrench it open, I was gripping my legs. I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, come on. It was so well done. And this is the beauty of a slow build-up, is that the payoff really pays off. In my eyes, it really pays off. And it was just, again, I am genuinely blown away by Gilroy's overall filmmaking. And I shouldn't be, but this is the best Star Wars we've had. And it's not that this is the best compared to garbage. This is really good storytelling. It's really good Star Wars. So they obviously escape. One thing I didn't like was Kino Loy's character going, I can't swim, and then they obviously, Andor gets pushed in, and then they don't address it. I really hope that they pick back up with Kino's character, Andy Serkis' character at a certain point. I'd like some closure on that character. I really appreciated the fact when they got to the control room, it was just, shut it down. Well, it would take weeks to get it if he started. So no, do it. And just the fact that he, Cassian Andor was egging Andy Serkis' character on, really egging him on. Like, is that the best you've got? Come on. Rally them up. You do this every day. Do it. Tell them. And you can see that Andor is now starting to figure out his place in all of this. And he's realising just what damage the Empire is actually doing to people. Flawless filmmaking. It has been flawless filmmaking in my eyes. Week on, week out, flawless filmmaking. And then we cut to Luthen and also Mon Mothma. Because, again, the filmmaking was really well done. You have these two storylines. Mon Mothma trying to access her funds so she can obviously fund the rebellion. Luthen discussing with a traitorous ISB agent, who's obviously a spy, and they're juxtaposed. So Luthen has the ISB agent over a barrel. He controls him. He knows he will do as he's told because he's screwed otherwise. Mon Mothma, a senator. So this is the power dynamic here. Luthen, just a rando shop owner building a rebellion, is working with the ISB agent, and he has him over the barrel. The powerful one. Mon Mothma, the senator, should be the powerful one, is being told, essentially, you must betroth or at least introduce your daughter to my son, but this sort of rich, wealthy banker, or so I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. And she's like, leave then. And he's like, yeah, okay, consider it. And she goes, I won't be thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. Yep, that's the first untruthful thing you've said all day. And he knows that he has her over the barrel. And I liked that juxtaposition between the two of them, because I thought that was just beautiful storytelling. Two stories, two power dynamics, just smashing together. And Stellan Skarsgård in this role is wonderful. When he delivers this line, like, what am I sacrificing? Like, everything. You feel it, man. Like, you really feel it. What a high caliber actor to have in Star Wars. That was a really good get. And you know what? I bet it's because of Gilroy. I think if most other people had asked him, he probably wouldn't have been that bothered to do it. But yeah, what a fantastic episode. I'll be very intrigued to see what happens moving forwards. Very intrigued. We've got 2 more episodes left, and then we've got a second season where there are time jumps. So I'm really keen now. I don't know what this is building towards. We saw Andor escaping on foot. What happens now? Does he get recaptured? Who knows? Does he go... does he go back to where his mother is? His adoptive mother? Because obviously she stopped taking her medication, apparently. She must have having a breakdown by the looks of it. Yeah, does the ISB agent get found out? Who knows? I can't wait. I genuinely cannot wait to see this. I think it's just such a good show. Such a good series that I thoroughly enjoy week on, week out. And the pacing of this week's episode was just superb. And another thing to consider, because a lot of people complain that there's no aliens. On Coruscant, the aliens were actually shown today, but they're shown in the lower levels. So it is that sort of element of, class structure and power dynamics, right? And another thing I considered as well when I was thinking about this is that the Empire isn't going to have mixing in their prisons. They're not. Why? Well, because they have very specific security measures for humans. And I would imagine very specific security measures for different races of aliens. And so they wouldn't mix, because what if some were impervious to the electric floor? What if some were overly strong? You have to have different security measures in place. And so in my head, I'm like, that's why. And I like that. And I think it just works anyway. But also, I don't miss the aliens. I'm intrigued regardless. And when they do pop up, they pop up serving the wider story. Well, why are we only seeing them on the low levels? Well, it makes sense, because the Empire is, almost xenophobic and, yeah, it is xenophobic, actually, to be fair. I mean, they murdered an entire planet, we learned in the last episode. So there is a certain level of xenophobia there and control, So anyway, there you have it, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think. Cheers, guys. Take care.